In first chapter, basic concepts of geometry, we have some concepts as like point, line, plane that we already studied in our previous standard. Now here, as you observing the board, what I draw here, yes, is known as what? Number line. And in this number line, here I taking that 0, then right hand side of that 0 is what? Positive integers, and left hand side is what? Negative integers. And on some numbers I give that capital letters as like here A, B, C, here is O, D and E. So according to that concepts in geometry, A, B, C, 0, D or E are what? Known as points. We name it as points, and these numbers, these integers are known as what? Coordinates of that points. What does it mean? For point D, its coordinate is what? 1. For point B, coordinate is what? Minus 2. Coordinate of point A is what? Minus 4. Coordinate of point E is what? 3. So like this, we have this coordinate of points. Okay, students? So we can mention it like this. Coordinate of that point A is what? Minus 4, as you are observing here on number line. Coordinate of point E is what? It's 3, as we have seen on this number line. And using these points and coordinates, we have to find what? We have to find the distance between what? 2 points. Distance between 2 points means what? As you have to find out that the distance between that D and E. So according to this number line, that the coordinate of D is what? 1, and coordinate of E is what? 3. So distance between 1 and 3 or 3 and 1, how we calculate it? So from 1 to 2, it's 1 part, and 2 to 3 again 1 part. So in total, we have find out that distance between D and E is equal to what? 2 parts, means it's 2 units. It is by what? Number line. But according to that coordinates, how we find that distance between D and E? So here, as you observe, that coordinate of D is what? 1, and coordinate of E is what? 3. So as like here, we write down those coordinates to find the distance between 2 points. What you have to do? We taking that coordinates of that 2 points. You have to find the distance between what? Point D and E. So here we write down that coordinate of point D is 1, and coordinate of point E is 3. And what we do to find that distance between these 2 points, you have to do what? Subtraction. What we do? We subtract that smaller coordinate from greater one. Means here, as we comparing this 1 and 3, what we get? 3 is greater than 1, and hence that the distance between that 2 points, we write down in short like this symbol. You have to write that small letter D, and in bracket you have to write down that 2 points D comma E, and we read it as distance between D and E equal to what you have to supposed to do? You have to subtract that smaller coordinate from greater one, and here 3 is greater, that the coordinate of E is greater than that coordinate of D as 1. So we do subtraction as 3 minus 1, and hence the distance between that 2 points is what? 2. Getting this? Okay, now using that same number line, here we take 2 more points. We have to find the distance between what? E and E. So what we do here, we first write down that the coordinate of point E and coordinate of point A here. Then we compare that 2 coordinates, and we write down that relation, which one is greater than other. And then we find the distance between what? E and A, means A comma E, or you can write E comma A equal to, and then you have to subtract that smaller coordinate from that greater coordinate. So do it, students, and give me the answer that the distance between 2 points A and E. So here we write down those coordinates, that the coordinate of point A is what? 3 by that number line, and coordinate of point A is what? -4. So as we know that positive number is always greater than negative number. So 3 is greater than -4. Then what we have to do? We have to subtract this smaller coordinate value from that greater coordinate value. So do that subtraction and give me the answer, students. Is it correct? 3 is greater than -4, and hence we write down 3 minus of -4. So according to that rule of product of minus into minus, we getting what? Plus. So 3 plus 4 is what? 7. Means that distance between A and E point is what? 7 units. Okay. Next topic is betweenness. And betweenness means what? We have given 3 points as like P, Q, R, and if these 3 points are collinear, then we have 3 possibilities according to this betweenness. That the meaning of betweenness is what? That we have to decide which point lies in between other two. So if P, Q are collinear points, then we have 3 possibilities of this betweenness, and these 3 possibilities are, so it may, first possibility is Q is lies in between P and R, or it may be R is lies in between P and Q, or maybe possibilities P is lies between Q and R. So if 3 points are collinear, we have these 3 possibilities, and from these 3 possibilities only one is true. So how we decide that which point lies between that other two? For that we have given the distance between of each pair of that points. Means what? Like this, you have given what? Distance between that each pair of points. Distance between P and Q is 5, distance between Q and R is 12, and distance between P and R 7. So how we decide that which point lies in between other two? For that, first we find out that the greater value from these 3 values. So here as we notice, 12 is greater than other two. Then what you have to do is that you have to take that addition of remaining, and if that addition of remaining is equal to that greater value, means the 3 points are collinear. If that addition of that smaller values is equal to greater value, it confirms that points are what? Collinear. And then how we decide that which point lies in between other two? That we see here. Okay, so here we write on that greater value 12 equal to that sum of other two smaller values, smaller terms, and hence that 12 is what? Distance between QR equal to what we get? Distance between PQ plus distance between PR. So first it confirms that 3 points are collinear, and if 3 points are collinear, then we have to decide that which point lies in between other two. And for that, as we observing here, student, here we get distance between PQ plus distance between PR equal to what? Distance between QR. So in this addition, we have one common point, and which one is common point? Yes, here we notice that P is what? Common point, and it means that point P lies in between QR. Or you can say here, as you notice, distance QR equal to that distance PQ plus distance PR, means QR is the longest distance. So here QR is a longest distance, and one point is miss out here, and that is P. That means P lies in between Q and R, and it means these 3 points PQR are collinear, and that in between point is what? P, which lies in between Q and R. So in this way we find out that betweenness. First, in question what you are given? You are given that distance between that 3 pairs of that points. Then what you have to decide? First you have to find out that greater value, and suppose that smaller values, that the addition is equal to that greater value, we confirm that 3 points are collinear. And then here we write down that greater value equal to that the sum of smaller values, and then we write down that name of that points, and from that here we getting that between point. Here on left hand side, distance QR means longest distance. The point missing is P, means P is lies it between Q and R. Or you can find out from right hand side also that common point is lies in between that other two. This way you have to solve this example for 1 or 2 mark. But if suppose that greater value is not equal to that other two, then what we have to write? Yes, the points are not collinear. If that sum is equal to greater value, then only that 3 points are collinear. And if suppose the example is like this, if I change this distance PR is 8, then what we observe here, 12 is a greatest value, but that 12 is not equal to that addition of that 5 and 8. So it means 12 is not equal to that addition means 13. And what does it mean? That distance QR, which is the longest distance, is not equal to that sum of other two. And therefore we can mention here point P, Q and R are not collinear points. And if 3 points are not collinear, means there is no betweenness in these 3 points. Okay students, if that sum of that smaller value is equal to greater value, then the points are collinear, and using that addition we find out that which point is lies in between that other two. But suppose that example is like this, if that greater value is not equal to that the sum of other two, we can mention here given 3 points are not collinear points. So like this we have examples in exam for 2 marks, and we have to practice this example in practice set 1.1. So here we do start that first practice set 1.1. Okay students, so here we do start practice set 1.1. First question is find the distance with the help of number line given below. So here we have that number line and some points over here, and using this we have to first find distance between what J and A. So what we do here students, first we write down that the both coordinates, that the coordinate of point J and coordinate of point A. So according to number line, here we have that J point, and coordinate of that J is, as we notice here, -2, and coordinate of A is 1. So we write down that -2 and 1 respectively over here, and then we compare that -2 and 1. And to find that distance between that 2 points, what we have to do? Yes, we have to do subtraction part. We have to subtract that smaller value from that greater value, or that smaller coordinate from greater coordinate. So do it students and give me that distance between that 2 points J and A. Understood students? Pay attention here. So here we have that comparison that 1 is greater than what? -2, because that positive number always greater than negative number. So the distance between, how we find the distance, that 1 minus -2. So that minus product, that multiplication is plus. So 1 plus 2 is 3, means that distance between J and A equal to what? 3. According to that number line also we have here from J to A, how many parts are there? Here is 1, 2 and 3 parts, means here we verify our answer which is correct. Okay students, so we try that second one. So that previous one is second one, and now we try for that fifth of that first question. Find the distance between K and O. It is similar as we solved in previous. First we write down both coordinates of that given 2 points K and O. We compare that coordinates here as like this, and we subtract that smaller coordinate from greater one. So do it students and give me the correct answer, that the distance between 2 points K and O. Understood students? Is it correct? Yes. Here coordinate of K is -3 from that number line. Here is K, coordinate is -3, coordinate of O is 0, and that 0 is greater than that negative number -3. So here we do that subtraction, 0 minus of -3. So minus minus again we have to do addition in product. So 0 plus 3, answer is 3. So that distance between that 0 and k, O and k is what? 3 units. So like this you have to solve this example for 1 or 2 marks. So that remaining one of that question number 1 I keep as your homework, students. Okay. Now here we do start our second question. Okay, now in second question what is given? If the coordinate of A is x and that of B is y, then find what distance between A and B. Here is we have that same examples according as we saw in first one. In first one we have given that number line, and here we have given that coordinates. So x is a coordinate of what? Point A, and y is coordinate of point B. So coordinate of A is 1, coordinate of B is 7, and using this you have to find what distance AB. So here not supposed to do or draw that number line, you directly find out that answer, that the distance between A and B. What we do here, students? Yes, we compare these two coordinates. Which one is greater? Of course 7 is greater than 1, means y is greater than x, and hence we getting the distance between that 2 points A and B equals to, understood, students? Here we write down that comparison. 7 is greater than 1 means y is greater than x directly, and therefore the distance between that A and B equal to what? Smaller coordinate, we have to subtract it from greater one. So we write down here as y minus x, value of y is 7 minus value of x is 1, 7 minus 1. So that answer is 6, which is the distance between that 2 points A and B. Then we try for that second example, that the value of x is given as 6, y is minus 2, means coordinate of A is 6, coordinate of B is minus 2. So again here we do that comparison, that 6 which is positive greater than minus 2. So here we directly write down that x is greater than y. So how we write down that distance AB? Here we write down y minus x because y is greater than x, and hence here we have, in second example we have to write down what? Yes, x minus y, means 6 minus of minus 2, and we do that operation and find the correct answer. So do it, students, and give me that correct answer. Correct, students? Understood? What is x minus y? Means 6 minus of minus 2. So minus minus again here we, yes, we're getting as plus, means 6 plus 2. So answer is 8. Distance between A and B is 8. Now try for that fourth one, value of x equal to minus 4 and y equal to minus 5. So both are what? Negative numbers. So which one is greater, minus 4 or minus 5? Yes, minus 4 is greater than minus 5. Getting it? So as we draw that number line, what we get first? Minus 4 and then here minus 5, means minus 4 is greater than minus 5, means x is greater than y, and again we do that subtraction part and getting that answer, means that distance between the 2 points. So do it, students, and give me the answer like this. What do we write down here? X minus y, because x is greater than y. So minus 4 minus of minus 5. So minus minus again plus, minus 4 plus 5, not 9 or minus 9. Because if there is opposite sign, we have to do subtraction. Less this 4 from 5, means answer is 1, and greater value side means plus 1. Remember one thing, that the distance is always positive. Here in final answer you will get positive numbers only. If here as you getting negative, means you are doing some wrong steps. That distance always you getting positive. So like this you have to solve these examples. So remaining one I will keep as your homework. Okay, students, so here we start that third question of practice set 1.1. Question is, from the information given below, find which point is between the other two. If the points are not collinear, state so. So means what? First we have to decide whether that points are collinear or not, and if that points are collinear, we have to find out that the point in between that other two. So in first example, what we have given, that the distance PR is 7, distance PQ is 10, and distance QR is 3. So using this, we have to first identify that whether that points are collinear or not. These 3 points P, Q and R collinear or not, and if points are collinear, then again we have to find out that the point between the other two. So how we decide it? Yes, first we find out that the longest one distance, as we are observing here, distance PQ is 10, which is longest one than other two. So then what we have to verify whether that sum of that other two is equal to that longest distance or not. So here the distance PR is 7, distance QR is 3, and 7 plus 3 is what? Yes, it's 10. Means here we verify that property or that addition, and hence we can say that 3 points are what? Collinear. And then further we decide which point is between other two. So how we present this, that we see here, pay attention. So what we do here, that longest distance, which is distance PQ, equal to what? 10, and we number it as 1, and we take that sum of that remaining 2, that is distance between PR plus distance between QR, equal to what? 7 plus 3, that is 10. You are to supposed to give comma here, okay. And then as we comparing that 1 and 2, we getting that right hand side part is same, means distance PQ equal to our distance PR plus distance QR, and if we get that addition of that smaller one is equal to that greatest distance, we can say given 3 points are what? Collinear points. And now further we have to decide which point is between that other two. So according to that distance, that the longest one is what? PQ. Means one point is missing here, so that point is what? R, and means that R is lies in between P and Q. Or from right hand side also you have to decide which point is lies in between. So here as you observing, R is common to both, means R is lies in between that P and Q. So we write down that here point R is between point P and point Q, like this. You have to mark example in exam. Okay students, now we try for that second one. So here we have that second one. You have to decide whether these 3 points R, S and T are collinear or not, and if these points are collinear, then which point is between that other two. So here we have again given that 3 pairs, distance RS is 8, distance ST is 6, and distance RT is 4. So which one is greater over here? Yes, distance RS is 8, which is greater than other 2. Then what you have to do here, that the sum of that other 2 which are smaller, 6 and 4, addition is what? 10. But that the longest one is RS is 8, means what? That the distance RS is not equal to that sum of other 2. And hence we can say given 3 points R, S, T are what? Not collinear. Okay, so here we write down that. So pay attention over here. So like this, here we mention that longest distance RS is 8, number it as 1, then distance S and T plus distance between R and T is equal to 6 plus 4, so addition is 10, number it as 2, and as we comparing that 1 and 2, that right hand side part is not equal, means distance between RS is not equal to, give this symbol, distance ST plus what? Distance RT. And if that we getting this like is not equal to that other two, hence the points R, S and T are not collinear points. And if the points are not collinear, what does it mean? There is no betweenness between these 3 points. So which is not supposed to write. If the points are not collinear, you have to just mention as like this, points, given points are not collinear points. Okay students, okay. Okay, now here we continue with fourth question. Given that on a number line points A, B, C are such that distance between A and C is 10, distance CB equal to 8, then find distance AB considering all possibilities. So here we have given that two pairs, that the distance AC is 10 and distance CB is 8, and that we have to find the distance between A and B considering all possibilities. So considering all possibilities means what? The points A, B, C are number line means points are collinear, but that which point is lies in between other two is not given. So here we have to take that all possibilities means like this. So here we have that three possibilities. That first case is what? B is in between A and C. It may be possible C is between A and B, or it may possible A is between B and C. So according to this, which one is longest one now? Yes, AC is the longest part and BC is given as 8. Distance between C and B is 8, means this segment BC is 8 units. So how we find that AB, which you have to find out? Yes, we have to do subtraction. We subtract this smaller BC part from that AC. So we have to mention it here as like this. Okay, pay attention over students. Understood this? What we do here, we take that first possibility as case 1, that B is in between A and C. It may possible that B point is lies in between these 2 points A and C. So we can write down that longest distance AC equal to what? That the sum of that other 2 means distance AB plus distance BC. As we substitute those values, what we get here, that distance between A and C is 10 equal to, we have to find this distance AB as it is, plus distance between B and C is 8. And what we do, so that we taking this 8 as to left side, so we have to do subtraction. Distance between that point A and B, we getting it as 2. So this is the first possibility, that B is in between A and C. Now we take that second possibility also. If that C is between A and B, then how we write down this? So pay attention over here. So suppose C is in between A and B, so that case 2 is like this. So which is longest one now here? That AB is the longest one. So we can write distance between A and B equal to what? Distance between AC plus distance between CB. And that distance between AC is given as 10 and distance between CB is given as 8. So here to find that distance between AB, how we write down is 10 plus 8. So in this case, for second possibility, that value of distance between AB is equal to what? 18. In first case, first possibility, if B is in between A and C, the distance AB is what? 2. But if point C is in between A and B, then the distance between that point A and B is what? 18. Now here maybe there is third possibility, A is in between B and C. But as you observe your students, what do you notice here? Yes, the longest distance is BC, but it is value given as 8. CB means BC, and that AC part is what? 10. And is it possible? Of course not, because that the longest distance always greater than the other two smaller values. But here in this case, what we notice here, longest distance is less than the smaller part. So what does it mean? That B dash A dash C is not possible in this case. And how we write down this? That you have to pay attention over here. As we take that third possibility, case 3, as B dash A dash C, means A is lies in between B and C. But according to figure, what we notice here, that the longest one distance is BC, which is less than that smaller part. So we mention over here, distance BC is less than distance AC, and hence B dash A dash C is not possible. Means according to that question and that given values, here A is not lies in between B and C. So that possibility B dash A dash C is not possible over here. So like this, for 3 mark you have this kind of example in exam. Okay students, now we will try for that. Next one, 6th question. Okay, now here we do start with 6th example. Question is, sketch the proper figure and write the answers of the following questions. We have 3 examples for the 6th question, and that we try for second one. Given that if r dash s dash t, what does it mean? That r, s, t are collinear points where s is lies in between r and t, and we have given that the length of ST equal to 3.7, length of RS is 2.5, then find length RT. Here, instead of the distance between S and T, we mention it as, we have given that length ST, means that length of that segment ST is 3.7. If here we write that letter T, then you have given comma in between that 2 points, that the distance between 2 points, and for segment we write down that symbol as L, means length ST. Here length RS and length RT we have to find. So according to that given information, first for what we have to do, yes, we have to sketch that proper figure. We draw a line and we take 3 points and name that points, that first as R, S, and then last one is T, means we keep that S point in between R and T. So try to draw that figure students. So here we draw that figure first, that one line. Here we taking that 3 points and we keep that S is in between R and T, where RS distance which is 2.5 and ST that length is 3.7. And to find RT, what we observe here students, yes, that the length RT is longest one, means that distance between R and T is longest one. So we have to add these two pairs, distance between RS plus distance between ST. So you have to just mention over here like this. So here we mention it, that length RT equal to what? Length RS plus length ST, because here we give that reason R dash S dash T. And as we substitute that given values, RS, length RS is 2.5 plus that length ST is 3.7, and that sum of these two is 6.2, means length RT is 6.2. So like this we have 2 mark question in exam, that sketch the proper figure and write the answer of the question, where you are given that the 2 lengths or that distance, 2 pairs of the distance between points, and you have to find that remaining one. So according to figure you can find out like this. Okay students, so that remaining 2 examples of this question 6 I keep as your homework. And 7th one is also simple. The question is, which figure is formed by 3 collinear points? Suppose you are given like this 3 non-collinear points. That non-collinear points means what? There is no one and only one line passing through that 3 points. Then which figure is formed? So as we join these 3 points, which figure is formed? Yes, which figure is the triangle. So figure is formed by 3 non-collinear points is a triangle. So 1 mark question in exam like this. You have to just take 3 points and join them, so that figure is formed is what? Triangle. So here we complete our practice set 1.1, that the remaining unsolved examples are for your homework, and in next lecture we learn about that new concepts. Okay students, thank you, bye bye.